Alright, short and simple market recap today for Thursday, April 10th. I was looking for longs today because if you saw yesterday during the PM session, Trump had come out and essentially paused tariffs, rolled back the tariffs for 90 days, and we had literally a year's worth of gains in the stock market yesterday. ES pumped 10+%. Same thing with NQ. Just crazy stuff. And so with that being said, that was extremely bullish news. We had broken structures to the upside. If we go to NQ full screen, we can see that we ran through both of these bearish imbalances and closed above them. And so the next prominent high would be this high right here, and then this weekly high here. In order to be bullish, though, I would need to see us break structure on the daily time frame at least above this high. And so I had this daily buy-side liquidity marked out as my potential draw on liquidity for an internal model. Boom, because what would we need to see in the higher time frames to have that bullish bias? We would need to break structure above these swing highs. So this can become my external draw on liquidity for being bullish. And then if we zoom into the 4-hour chart, we can see that we opened up this huge 4-hour fair value gap, this 4-hour BISI. And so I was looking for price to come in, tap here, and then potentially get internal structure to the upside to target higher. Right now it looks like we're coming down to tap equilibrium of this 4-hour move, which I have it marked out right here, this blue, as well as this 4-hour order block. So this is a high confluence area that I'd want to see hold for sure if we're going to continue being bullish, which it makes sense that we have a sell-off here after this huge announcement and this huge bullish price action after the announcement. Now coming into the 15-minute chart, I would want to see, in order to have this 15-minute market maker buy model, what would I need to see? I would need to see the 15-minute chart close above and displace above this internal 15-minute market structure shift high. This would be the internal high that we need to close above, and then we could target higher from there. So bullish structure from this 4-hour BISI isn't valid until we get that 15-minute market structure shift. Now, with that being said, I was even looking to target an internal model. I was willing to have an internal buy model to the upside to this market structure shift high. Because we had come down and we were manipulating these lows right when market opened. So I was scaled into the 1-minute time frame looking for, I needed to see an SMT here, right? If I'm going to take an internal model to this 15-minute swing high, which is the swing high that would break the structure to the upside to target this 4-hour high, that would be the internal model, right? But in order for me to have confidence in this setup right here, I need to have manipulation at the lows. Manipulation at the lows, so looking for an SMT, that is what would give me confidence in the trade. If there's no manipulation at the lows, then I don't want the trade, right? So I was looking for some sort of SMT on the 1-minute time frame to get put in here. Like if we had an SMT here and then displaced higher, either close above this high, pull back to a 1-minute fair value gap, and then target this 15-minute internal high. Like I said, there's reasons to be bullish in the higher time frames. So I was looking for either something like that, or even if we had the SMT, if we ran through a bearish imbalance in this range here, this is all hypothetical, like what I was looking for, and had like, you know, a CISD here, close above, could enter there and target this internal high. And then once we got to this internal high, would have to take everything off because we don't know if we're actually going to break structure, but it would just be our draw on liquidity. If we go to the 15-minute chart on ES as well, these highs right here were relative highs. We also had this 15-minute imbalance, so I thought there was a good chance that price would at least come up to this swing high, like I said, but was zoomed in and never had any sort of manipulation at the lows, never got any sort of displacement higher, so there was no trade for me. But with that being said, that's what I was looking for today coming into the market. And like I said, right now it looks like we're further rebalancing into this huge 4-hour imbalance, which makes sense. Tapping or getting close to equilibrium of the range of this 4-hour range here, within this 4-hour order block / breaker block. So we'll see what kind of structure forms here throughout the PM session and overnight. Hopefully, ideally, we would start to just stay in this range here and start to form structure, put in some internal highs, form structure, so that when we come into the market tomorrow, we have something like this, where we've displaced higher, we're pulling back to a 15-minute fair value gap, maybe there's an SMT at the lows. Boom, this would be an A+ trade for me to then catch longs with our external drawn liquidity being this 4-hour high, and then most likely taking profits at this internal high here. So, if I could if I could have it my way, I would have this kind of structure start to form. But we'll just have to wait and see. It's just we're in crazy market conditions right now that are heavily influenced by news, with these tariffs and everything, and so just insane swings. So like we're down 5-6% on the day after being up 10%, 12% yesterday. It's just crazy stuff. So yeah, no trades for me today, but that's what I was looking for, and that's kind of what I want to see as of right now going into tomorrow's session. That's the kind of structure that I would love to have form. And if not, like I said, if we just run through this, if we just end up running through this 4-hour imbalance, let's say we inverse it down here, then we have this drawn liquidity. Let's say we run through it, right? That's fine. Now we're just back to the bearish bias. We're bullish until this 4-hour fair value gap doesn't hold anymore. If it doesn't hold, then we're back to the bearish bias, looking to execute off of a 15-minute, 1-hour FVG to the downside to this sell-side liquidity. So that would be one huge move, and it would be super bearish if we just ran through all of this bullish price action from yesterday in one day. I don't expect that to happen, but I'm just throwing that out there. So that's what I was looking for today. That's what I'm looking for going into the tomorrow. And yeah, man, I'll see you on tomorrow's market recap. I appreciate y'all watching. Let me know if y'all took a trade today, because I did not see anything that was worth taking a trade for me personally. But I'll see you on the next one tomorrow. So peace.